Hi, everybody. Leanne Holitza here, your oracle reader for the moment. I work out of the healing studio in Brimfield, Colorado, and one of my talents is to read oracle cards, and I'm going to do that for you today. We're going to do a collective reading for this week. We're going to then do personal readings. We're going to start off with a 1, 2, 3, and that'll be for all of us to get the first personal card. And if you're watching later, that'll be a way to get a card as well. We're going to be using the secret language of light today. And then we are going to watch till the end, if you're so curious, to see if we get 3 times the charm cards, which means the cards come again and again, which mean they're for all of us. And then at the end, we'll do December. Okay. So, a couple of announcements. Let's see. Till tomorrow, there's a Black Friday deal on my Energy Awareness 101 class. If you've been thinking about taking it and you want the price break, get signed up before tomorrow. That also will give you a free 3 months of Energy on Purpose membership, where you will get your reading, meditations, blogs, transmissions from the Light Council, all kinds of things to support you through the energy of the month. We do have intentions and affirmations this month, a couple sound baths, group healings are on the list. So yeah, if you guys are interested in these things, check out Insightfulinspirations.com. All right. You all got the rules down. You can type me please in the comments if you would like a card. If you are joining later, you won't be hearing this first instructions, so I'll repeat it. Okay. Let's do this week, you guys. So we're using the Yantra deck. That's my most favorite deck to get some card reading done on the week. All right, so they're starting off the week with, okay, exhale sideways. So what this is saying is that we are having trouble being surrendered, okay? We are trying to control outcomes and manipulate things in a way where we're kind of almost like holding our breath. That's how the week starts, okay? Our helper card is awareness sideways. What this is saying is do awareness as best you can. Ask lots of discerning questions, pay close attention, keep your eyes open and your ears open, and listen for the nuances of truth and mistruth, because that is actually on the Energy on Purpose read that I did for December. There was some indication that there was going to be some deceptive things going on. So this awareness card is just saying, pay attention. By the end of the week, compassion upside down. That's a lot of judgment. That's a lot of being mad at each other. That's a lot of frustration and struggle. And this card says embracing all beings, but it's upside down. So that just means you guys want to pay attention to where you're going to get it in the crunchy spaces this week. Okay, so take good care of yourself and your loved ones. Be in a relationship with yourself first in a loving way, so that you can access that when it's time for you to be with others. Okay, let's do our first 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is your first card. If you're watching later or on the clips, this is how you get your card. Ready? Tune in. 1, 2, 3. Okay? If you picked 1, you were working with your soul journey, okay? So this week is just to focus on the long path, the patterns of your life, the ways that your life has shown up in a, kind of a rhythm, the successes, the failures, kind of just reflecting. And especially with that crunchy judgments type stuff, just pay attention to how this whole week might be part of your soul journey. If you worked with 2, it's meditation, totally focusing on meditation this week, okay? As best that you can, getting it done, every day. I find that I record 10-minute meditations on my website because I know that people have busy lives and 10 minutes is doable. So if you can think about finding ways to, and you can do active meditations, which is what I do when I record stuff because I'm guiding you through something, or you can do passive where you're just chanting Om or humming or something like that, okay? If you picked 3, you're working with the light beings this week. Okay, bigger picture, helpers. There's always going to be light helpers. It's looking for those helpers, asking those helpers to show up, and really focusing on kind of how they're extracting bigger picture thinking. Okay, cool. Let's get going. All right. I see the me pleases, everybody. I'm going to start at the top. Kimberly, you made it to the top. Kimberly S. Okay. You are working with your sensitivity. It's a blessing, not a curse. Gentleness, especially once the rose blooms, right? I mean, think about the hardness of the rose, how the stems are thick and they have thorns and all the things. But at the end of the day, there's a beautiful blossom that comes out of all that strength that is fragile and needs protection. So this week, be in great honor of your sensitivities, okay? Diane, you are going to be working with divine masculine, okay? Oh, that reminds me, you guys, I brought out the divine feminine Amanda Ellis spray for us to use today. I totally spaced giving a dose to us. But you're working with divine masculine. This is singular. It's focusing on yourself, focusing on action, focus on being decisive. Maybe you have to destroy some things this week just to get clear the garden kind of thing. Just really thinking about using yourself as your antenna. Okay. All right. Now, you guys, YouTube changed you all to @ instead of your names. So Cynthia, I think the next one is I'm coming to you, Alaska C. Alaska. I can't even see very well anyways. So Cynthia, you're going to work on the enlightenment. Okay. Again, that picture looks like a lot like the sensitivity one because there's a rose, but this is zooming out to the big picture this week. Surrender, pay attention, ask lots of questions. Don't be reactive. Your guides are saying very much stay grounded. And even when you're getting your buttons pushed, kind of just acknowledge the buttons have been pushed. And when you have a moment, go back and try and get your buttons unpushed. Okay. All right. Seriously wonderful, Courtney. For you, nothing's gone wrong. Okay. Good, bad, black, white, yin, yang, everything is here for a reason and a contrast, a friction, getting us moving forward. So try and understand that nothing's gone wrong, even if it feels like it has. Okay. All right. Sam at Sam QX5VD. It's funny if you see this. Okay, Sam, you're bringing sensitivity back to us. Okay. So this card is basically just saying, be careful with yourself, be fragile, be gentle with the fragile parts. Okay. Yeah, you can be tough and you can be strong, but there's parts of you that deserve protection. And those protections are not necessarily having to be defensive or angry. They are sensitive to the needs at hand. Okay. Okay. Tiff W. Tiff, if you pick 2 at the beginning, it's doubling down. Meditation is going to be your superpower this week. Really reaching up to that sky above your head to pull down energy into your crown chakra to help you see the bigger picture. Okay, be aware. Whew. All right, that gave me a big whoosh. Must be a lot of downloads trying to come for you, Tiff. So pay attention to your sleep too. Eli, you're working on grounding. Okay, pretty simple, but profound. Okay, you guys, we're always attached to the earth. That's just truth. We cannot not be on the earth until our body's left, but we are not always aware of our roots. We're not always aware of ourselves we get very heady, especially if we're super sensitive. Oh, you just got another card. It just threw itself out. Oh, and we're going to see this one. Nothing's gone wrong, Eli. Second time for this one, you guys. So staying grounded, acknowledging your feet, acknowledging your connection to the earth, discharge energy back to the earth if you got some excess going on, and pull some new, fresh, nourishing energy in. You are the earth. The earth is you. Taryn, you got some insights coming, okay? But it requires you to not talk, right? Not talk to yourself constantly because you need the listener to be able to hear the insights. So there's always chatter, right? What should I eat for dinner? When should I get the laundry? I wonder what the name of that person that I just met yesterday. All the things, right? This card is basically saying, though, that that kind of chatter is getting in the way of actually bringing deep insight into your body. So spending some time, and you can see here, this card's got like activating the centers even. So really thinking about how you can just bring that light energy down in further. Okay. If you are just joining me, you guys want a card, please type me, please, in the comments section. I'm coming down the list. Denise S. Time to work on some authentic truths. Okay, now this really goes along with that awareness card that we got. Okay, so what's really true? What feels true? What can you acknowledge is true? What is your truth? And maybe your truth isn't the same as your neighbor's truth, and that's okay. You could literally be living in the same reality with a completely different truth, you know? So this week, be in your authentic truth. And you might ask the question even, is this mine? Is this my truth? Is this somebody else's truth? All right, Cara, Tatiana, and Kenzie. Cara, you're going to focus on visualizing this week. Okay, spending some time thinking about how you want things to be and then going into those spaces inside yourself, noticing that you feel in alignment with some of your visions and some of your alignments are very far away, and just kind of don't force anything, just be aware. Tatiana, you got 2 cards to focus on. Color and create space. So what I'm thinking this means is to work on your actual physical space. Maybe add some color to your room, or make some beautiful pictures and hang them on the wall, or something along those lines, because this is creating space inside yourself that is yours to have, okay? All right. Kenzie, you're doing authentic truth. Okay, so just aligning with what's your truth, asking questions about, do I believe this, or is that what other people are telling me to believe? Really be in your own truth this week, okay? Okay, and also just tell the truth. That's really important too, especially to tell the truth to yourself. Melissa and Shannon. Melissa, you, second time for the insight, okay? So what we heard from this insight card is to activate the insightful centers, and doing so by being still and quiet so that the integration of the information can make its way through. Shannon, you are going to work on creating space too, okay? So this can be about creating space within you, creating space in your mind, creating space in your physical form, creating space in your emotional fields, just so that there's room and you're not just so busy with everything right here. Okay. All right. Heidi M. You've got alignment. Okay. So this week is a week for you to align, which actually sounds really great in the time of deceptions and mistruths, right? So give yourself awareness of what is aligning up for you based on what you've asked for. Okay. And if it's coming in forms you don't recognize, be willing to see that it's coming either way, and that you, yes, thank you, more please yourself. Okay. All right. Janelle and Donnie. Janelle, you got your soul family going on. Okay. So these are the people that, they're not necessarily, see all the little faces of them? They're not necessarily people you knew in this lifetime. But they're watching over you. They're your ancestors. They're your guides. They're saying, we're here for you. We see how hard you're trying, and it's going to be okay. So that's really what this message is. The soul family's got your back. Donnie, 3rd time's the charm for the insight card. So that means, you guys, that it's for all of us. So let me pull up the book and read a few little blurbs about it, just to give us a little hint about a little bit more. So this is Denise Jarvie's book. I'm probably saying her last name wrong, but okay. Refine your psychic senses. Okay. So I'm going to hold this up while I read. Ready? You are about to see further, higher, and deeper through space and time. Your psychic skills are expanding and seeing through the lens of your soul. Hone your abilities by reading about or doing a workshop of an intuitive development. I didn't plan that, you guys. Energy awareness is coming. Energy awareness 101. Hone your psychic skills this week. That's the 3rd time's a charm for all of you. That's kind of funny. I could promote my class with that one. All right, Catherine S. You've got transformation. Okay, zooming out, things are changing. Your vision of the world is changing. Your perspective is changing. This week is a lot of paying attention to how maybe it isn't all as you thought it was. And it's starting to be a little more clear that the truth was told to you, but you were misinterpreting it. Okay. Christy, Lisa, and Kira. Christy, remembrance for you. Remember who you are. Remember why you came. Remember the skills you've already had across your lifetimes, and activate yourself in that knowing this week. Okay, Lisa, you're focusing on you are the universe. From your perspective, you are the center of your universe. So give yourself a little moment to acknowledge that you planned all this out. This is one big game, one big show. Focus on the Lisa show this week and see what happens. Kira, you're going to work on channeling. Interesting. This could be a creative project. This can be talking to guides. This could be anything along those lines, but just you're allowing yourself to be the thing that comes through. Okay. So it may be coming from a bigger place, like a story you want to tell or something along those lines. Okay. So work on channeling. Janice, Sister Janice from Janelle. You are also the universe. Second time we've seen this. Okay. You can see, look, there's little angel wings up above. You are basically just focusing on your enlightenment journey, your progress in your life, letting it go ahead and be selfish. Go ahead and let yourself have a little more self-love than feels normal or natural. Just for the week. Joe, you're bringing authentic truth 3rd time's a charm. So that means it's for all of us. All right. And I literally just turned straight to the page. So the guides are like, woohoo. All right, here we go. Ready? The truth will set you free. So as long as you recognize there's more than one truth and that the answers you seek exist beyond the beliefs you hold now. There are many truths in this world. You don't have to believe them all. Just focus on what resonates with you. That's pretty much the message that started off, right? I mean, that's where we started, was just focusing on what is your truth. Okay. National Geographic. You're bringing 3rd time's a charm. You are the universe. So this message is for all of us too, you guys. All right. So let's see. Pull it up. You are the universe. Know the self and know the nature of everything. Yet you are, you are you. Glasses. You are you, and yet you are also the universe. Just like you, the universe is a living entity. It is not a thing or person that knows everything. It is growing, moving, and reaching forward to experience life in new ways. Wherever or whenever you are, you will always recognize yourself and you will always exist. Play with the idea that the universe, in all of its manifestations, peers out through you. Okay? So you're the universe. Focus on that message. Woohoo. All right. Lori E. Got remembrance for you too. Second time we've seen this, about waking up to what you already know. Remember who you are. Remember why you're here. Remember the gifts you already have in this lifetime and beyond. Just really remembering and waking up, especially going back to the places where you were a young little thing, where you didn't have any fears and you just did the thing because you wanted to do it. Okay. Hannah, ask your soul this week. Okay. What does your soul really want? What is it doing? Why is it doing it? How can you give it a chance to have a voice in your life, going a little bit further than just your heart and your mind, but the bigger picture of the higher self? Spend some time journaling, your guides just said. All right, Robin, Chris, and Austin. Robin, you are bringing authentic truth around again. So this is the 5th time. So let me pull up some more information. All right, this is journal work. Ready? Picture yourself living your truth and not compromising. Write down 3 words that represent your truth and another 3 words that represent freedom. Okay, so this is a message of your truth does not have to be everybody else's truth. I mean, there's some things that I know we feel really desperate to convince each other of because we feel threatened by the actions of others that don't go along with us. But sometimes we just have to do our thing and focus. Chris, got some grounding energy for you too. Okay, so second time we've seen this, get some groundedness. Spend some time feeling into your feet. Maybe go outside on the cold ground and feel the cold ground under you, that kind of thing. Okay, just really focusing every single day on the grounded energy. Austin, let your light shine. Okay, so this week you are going to be able to say thank you to your complimenters. You're going to be able to be recognized for your achievements, but most importantly, you recognizing your achievements. Okay, all right. Stola, 1986. You got channeling. Okay. So again, second time we've seen this, you guys, but this is basically the channeling creativity, opening up, being the vessel, not necessarily the one who's creating. You're grabbing it from a big etheric bin and you're pulling it through and getting inspired and making it alive in this reality through you. Okay. That's this week's focus. Nicole H. Okay. You're bringing insight for the fourth time. Okay, so let's bring up the journal work, okay? Start a symbol dictionary in your journal. Write down any sign you may receive with a quick explanation of what it means to you. There's universal symbols like Om, Ankh that mean similar things around the world, but most symbols will be personal to you. For instance, if I see a snake, I know I'm about to shed an old belief. I have no fear of snakes and see it as a positive sign that I'm creating a path for my heart. For someone who's fearful of snakes, it might be a symbol of old fears that are still active in them. Okay, so a little more insight, a little more symbolism in your life this week, you guys. That's a fourth time's a charm message. All right, Elizabeth R. Oh, you go. Yeah, I've shuffled you guys. We're not done with insight yet. All right, here's some reflections. When your phone rings, before you look at the caller, bring a name in your head and see if they match. Before meditating, place a clear quartz crystal in the middle of your forehead for 2 minutes and ask for clarity on your subject. Ooh, I could use a little rose quartz if you're going to do it, because rose is soft and loving. All right. Little more messages for you. More insight, more symbolisms. Look for the synchronicities. Your guides are talking to you. They're there. Just say hi. All right. Miranda, you're working with your inner voice, okay? So listening really good to what tone of voice, the words you say, the emotional insight that you get from listening to yourself, okay? And if you want to make some adjustments, if you're being unkind to yourself, make a choice and say, oh, I might be nicer. Tanya B. You're going to work with visualization too. So this is about bringing it into what do you want to truly be part of and how come you want to be part of it? And have you just been making choices because you thought you were supposed to and you've just been trying to survive and now it's time to come out of survival and do a little bit more, okay? All right. Hi, Bostnick one. First time here. You can put your me please is all you have to do and I'll get you a card for the week. And at the end, we're going to do a December reading. Okay. So Kimberly and Juan Carlos. Kimberly, meditation, third time's the charm for the meditation, you guys. Okay. So I'm going to pull it up in the book, but basically it's telling us to focus on really stopping. Stop and listen to yourself this week because there is a lot of need to do that. Okay. So it says, love and master your emotions. It's time to become or resume a meditation practice. Gently reflect on how far you've come. Emotional mastery means choosing to be in charge of your life by adjusting your emotions, ideas, and intellect to something that feels easier and softer. So you can kind of see the message that's building up here, you guys, is that this week we're using our consciousness, our awareness to really direct us. Okay. All right. Stephanie R. And then it'll be you, Nikki, or you're next on that list after. Oh, but I gotta get Juan Carlos a card. I skipped over him. Oh, he's bringing third time's charm channeling. All right, I'm going to pull that one up too, you guys. This is basically you being the vessel of different work, okay? So here's experience your stream of consciousness. You have the ability to tune into different streams of consciousness to gain wise information for healing and expansion. Channeling shifts your awareness so you can stream information from various frequencies. It's just like tuning into a radio station. If the information doesn't agree with you, tune into something different. Okay, so this is just about being the vessel, being the tune. Okay, this week, whatever creative project you want to work on, reach a little bit further than yourself. Okay, now Stephanie R. Okay, Stephanie, you got wellness. Woohoo! All right, focus on wellness. Really focus on the clarity of wellness. Okay, cut through the noise, cut through the things that keep you unwell, and do make those life affirming choices this week. Okay, that's really what your guides are saying. Life affirming choices. All right, Nikki, your card is variance. Basically, what this is saying, and we've been hearing this throughout the reading today, we don't all have to agree on a truth. We don't all have to agree on the direction, the how, the blah, blah, blahs. Actually, variance helps us know that there's many different options and then helps us refine what is true for us, our authentic truth. Okay. So this week, embrace the variance, embrace the differences. What are the differences in others showing you? Okay. Alexis, you got soul love. Okay. So soul love is giving you a time to just really feel in deeply to when you are fully in unconditional self, you can really love everybody's soul. It's pretty easy to love people when you get into the soul, but also know that your soul loves you and focusing on that this week. I'm going through this because my soul loves me, not because I'm being punished by some sort of karmic terribleness, right? All right, Travis, you are working on soulcraft this week, okay? So not just a job, but what is it that wants to be coming through you? What are you used to doing? What are you naturally good at? Sometimes we don't know, you guys, because we're just naturally good at it. So we don't know we're so good at it and that other people aren't. We just think it just is a thing that everybody can do, right? So thanks for sending those hearts, Melissa. All right, you guys. So well, I'm going to do December in just a second. If you want to know where I normally am here at this time on Sundays. Okay, it's noon for me. And if you hit subscribe and the bell button, you will get notified that I'm going live. I used to post these kind of like a beforehand type thing. Now I'm really only posting about 10 minutes beforehand just because there's a couple reasons, but technology not being my friend all the time was one of them. Okay. All right. Let's do December. December. Oh, my guides are informing me. I normally pull a card for my husband, which is true. So let me do that really fast. Boop. Okay, he's going to work on focus. Focus, man, focus this week. Okay, let's do December. Oh, impeccability. Walking the path. This card had a moment, by the way. Look at. All right. So December is about staying on track for yourself, walking your path, not everybody else's, just yours. Your helper card is getting space, but doing space as well, making space inside your house, making space inside your offices, making space for where you can feel expansive. Okay. If there's a lot of clutter in your space or a lot of things going on, that might not be the best for your creative projects. Okay. End of December. Okay, this awareness card was coming for this week too. Okay, but it's a different sideways than the other one. So this is basically saying be in awareness. And sometimes by the end of this year, we really maybe need to reflect how this year went, what is true, what's not true, how it's felt to be 2025 self, that kind of thing. Okay. All right. So that's December. So let me summarize what our 3 times the charm is, okay? Just because this gets us our full message for the week, our full focus. When we pull out the cards that came over and over, those are when the guides are working really hard to get us to hear them, okay? All right, here they are. Going to work on some insight, psychic skills, truth sensing. We're going to work on what our authentic truth is and letting everybody else's truth be their truth and not necessarily our truth. Okay. We're going to work on channeling that truth, that higher truth of self. You are the universe. Everything around you is a reflection of your soul, and everything you are becoming and seeing is a reflection of your path. And finally, get in some little meditation. It's probably the only way you're going to get this insight and this channeling done. All right. that's it for today, you guys. I love that you spend this time with me. I hope this gives you some insight. I will see you next week. Go be amazing.